This week I'm driving around in a 2022 Ram 1500. Now there's nothing essentially special about the Ram other than the fact that there are thousands and thousands and thousands on the road every day. And as I'm driving around in this Ram 1500, it's obvious to me why there are thousands and thousands and thousands of full-size pickups not doing pickup things on the road today. And that's what I want to demonstrate with my 2022 Ram 1500 Rebel in this short video. Now, the first thing you need to know is that as far as pricing is concerned, the base price in the US for the 22 Ram is $35,200. And if you go all the way up to the TRX, you're at $75,780. In Canada, a base tradesman starts at $47,000. And the good old TRX, which we all love and appreciate, is $102,095. And obviously with options and all that, you can go way, way above that. Now, my tester, as I just mentioned, is a Rebel, and it starts out at $66,495. Now, there are a lot of features included in that $66,000 truck. I mean, that's a fairly considerable amount of money. But here are just a few specs, okay? As configured, this Ram Rebel can carry a payload of up to 2,300 pounds and can tow up to 12,750 pounds. So let's just open up a parenthesis here and say that there are very few, if any, SUVs that can work that hard. Now, this tester, you can see it has a tonneau cover up here, so you actually have a reasonably sealed trunk, right? We agree. I mean, look, we have our stuff in there. Sure, it moves around, but you can always buy the accessories to separate, the compartment on the inside. This tester also has the Ram boxes, which for a pickup truck user, someone who would really use a pickup to do work, would not actually probably select. I mean, it's very cool. You actually have an outlet right over here to plug in whatever it is you need to plug in. This is great for fishing rods and stuff like that. But in the real world, you want as wide a bed as possible. The thing is that even as spec, you still get about 4 feet across in the bed. So you can get your 4x8 sheet of plywood. For a lot of SUVs, that's a little bit of a stretch. For a Ram, it certainly isn't. Now, as I mentioned, as spec'd, my Ram is starts at the Rebel $66,000. So what you get with that, for that kind of money, I should say, in the case of the Rebel, you get Bilstein dampers, you get skid plates, you get heated seats, you get a whole slew of features, including a 12-inch display. But this exact model has, are you ready for it? About $18,000 worth of options. So just to give you an idea, I'll show you a few details on the inside in a moment. If you take a base Mercedes-Benz GLE for 2022, it retails for about $73,000 or $74,000 to start with a 4-cylinder engine. In the case of the BMW X5, probably two vehicles that would get a little bit more attention than a regular run-of-the-mill Ram, it starts at about $80,000. Sure, it's got a turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, but it doesn't have an e-torque V8. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few moments. So come over this way. And why a Ram with a crew cab like this can double as an SUV or family vehicle is because the rear row is enormous. You can easily squeeze 3 adults across, or even have an adult sit between the 2 baby seats. Plus, you've got storage under the seat, because the seat bottom splits a 60-40 and flips up, and you have storage under there. So even a trip to Costco, if you have things that you want to keep dry, you can stick them in there and still have the kids. It's pretty amazing. So as far as usability, it's all covered. Now let's go inside and we'll talk about luxury features. All right, so right now you're getting a great shot of the interior of this Ram. And the thing is, Stellantis has been impressive, FCA, with their interiors. I mean, even though the Ram now is a little bit older than the GMs and the Ford pickups, it still has, in my opinion, one of the nicest dashboards, instrument panels. The whole layout is still premium, rugged, and it absolutely works in most cases. you can see obviously that this thing is leather lined. It's got power seats, both passenger and driver, with power lumbar settings. So these again are luxury features you would get in an SUV, but you're in a full-size pickup. Climbing aboard this Rebel is a little bit of a task, but anyway, that doesn't matter. 12-inch display. There aren't that many luxury premium SUVs that have a massive 12-inch display, and this has Uconnect 5, which is usually an excellent infotainment system. Obviously, it's going to work really, really well right now because the camera is on, but I've experienced a lot of problems, more than I ever have with any other Uconnect system, possibly because the truck is new. I don't know. It had a little less than 1,000 kilometers when I picked it up. Fact of the matter is, see, now that's part of the GT package. I'm going to touch on that in a few moments. Actually, you know what? This is a good segue to go right into the GT package. One of my favorite things about the GT package is that you have an actual center console with a shifter as opposed to having that ugly knob. So this is, how can I put it? To me, this is a premium feature part of the GT package, which is about $3,500. Other features included in that, you also have cooled seats along with the heated steering wheel and the heated seats. And so as you can clearly see, I mean, everything in this truck, I mean, short of massaging seats, this truck has every luxury premium feature you could ever possibly hope for, including this optional $1,700 massive panoramic sunroof. So there, an argument in favor of a luxury SUV kind of dies off. That's why you can get a massive pickup. But it actually gets a little bit better than that if you enjoy driving and noises. So this time, or at this point I should say, let's go for a drive. Man, that's far. Okay. Alright, so with the 2022 Ram 1500. See, the camera came on really slow there. Once you get into the Sport, which is the second trim level in Canada, you have access to the, sadly, well, maybe not soon, but eventually to be replaced 5.7 liter Hemi V8. Produces 395 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. All is good. It's all there. It's fantastic. We love it. 8-speed automatic transmission, 4x4 shift on the fly capability with an auto mode. It's all fantastic. Now, if you recall, I mentioned that my tester, as configured, has e-torque. Now that is a 48 volt mild hybrid addition to the 5.7 liter V8, which in reality, well, I'm going to be not very nice, doesn't do anything. I mean, yes, okay, on paper, it will reduce your fuel consumption by about 1 liter per 100 kilometers in combined driving, or improve your miles per gallon by 1.5 miles per gallon. Thus, in the real world, zero difference. The only possible improvement is the fact that the e-torque system, which is a belt-driven motor generator, can give you a 130 pound-feet boost of torque when you take off, which is why this thing can tow roughly, I think it's 800, 900 pounds more than the non-e-torque 5.7 liter Hemi. But you know, if you're buying it for efficiency, I mean, it's a $1,200 option in Canada. Not too sure it's worth it. But you know what is? The GT package. Yeah, I'm back on the GT package because for $3,500, not only do you get the cooled seats and the console and all that, but you get a cold air intake, a performance exhaust. And this is what I meant by, you know, if you enjoy driving, I mean, I know it might be childish and immature and all that to enjoy hearing a V8 engine rev, but look, you know what? I'm a 45-year-old father of 2, and I've been doing a job for 23 plus years, and I still get a severe giggle out of hearing a V8 roar. There's something just so comforting, however wrong it might be, so familiar and gives me the chills. I just absolutely love it. The light is about to turn green, so maybe in the background you'll be able to hear it. And with the snow right now, you also get an electronic rear locking differential, which is a nice feature. And it's working out nicely. We had a little bit more snow on the ground. 3, 2, 1, green. No, fail. Also, the mild hybrid does help with start-stop. There you go. I don't know. I would never bore of that. Maybe when I'm filling up the gas tank and it's costing me $150 for a half tank, I'm exaggerating. Maybe I would get tired of it, but anyway. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I've been in all four-wheel drive automatic, which essentially just locks up the front wheels, engages the front wheels if the rear wheels slip, and so far it's been flawless. I mean, the thing is, with the skid plates, the rear locking differential, the 2-speed transfer case, the ground clearance, the Bilsteins, everything you get in this truck, if you do go off-roading, you'll absolutely get stuck because you're just going to keep pushing and going and going. But most people would never take a truck like this off-roading because it's just too damn big. But you know what? I'd still get a Rebel just for the styling, for the Bilstein dampers, because the ride quality is exceptional for a huge, enormous truck. Look, the bottom line is it's wrong. It's a North American, I'll call it, disease, that we love these trucks so much because they're so bad. And this one is just like the badasses of that doesn't make sense, but it can do everything an SUV does and better, and doesn't cost much more than a luxury premium SUV. And for a lot of people, and I've said this before, like having a Chevy logo, a GMC logo, or a blue oval, or a Ram's head facing back at me without compromising on luxury features, on premium fit and finish, on the latest technology, mild hybrid 48 volt Hemi V8, it's a no-brainer, and it makes sense, and I totally understand. And that's why, on a number of levels, why these electric pickups have to come really, really fast. Because it will be all the capability, all the luxury, with no fuel consumption. It's going to be impressive, with even more power too. That's the most impressive part. Anyhow, I've said way too much. That's it.